Welcome back to our channel. Let's start with the news today. Russia to deploy up to 1,000 mercenaries to Ukraine as officials warn Moscow could bombard cities into submission. Russia is poised to deploy up to 1,000 more mercenaries to Ukraine in the coming days and weeks as a senior Western intelligence official warned Moscow could bombard cities into submission. An escalation that could lead to significant civilian casualties. The US has already seen some indication that Russian mercenaries may be involved in a Moscow invasion of Ukraine. In some place, a senior defense official said earlier this week, but it wasn't clear exactly where or in what number. We have seen some indicator that they are being employed, the official said. Now, a US official tells CNN that Russia is planning to deploy up to 1,000 more mercenaries in the near future. Though some Russian forces have struggled with moral issues and setbacks on the battlefield, including a massive convoy north of Kyiv that has remained largely stored for the past several days. The mercenary force would fortify the flagging units, the official said, as Russia's invasion of Ukraine entered its second weekend. The official added that the US believe their mercenaries already in Ukraine have performed poorly when facing the stiffer than expected resistance from the Ukrainians, and that as many as 200 such mercenaries have already been killed in the world as of late February. Meanwhile, US and Western officials expect Russia to increase the pace and strength of its strikes on key Ukrainian population centers, including their capital Kyiv. An intensifying assault, Russia now seems prepared to bombard cities into submission. One senior Western intelligence official said on Friday, which could include a significant increase in the number of civilian casualties. It's a very crude approach, the official said. The heavier weapons are not just heavier in the weight. They are also heavier in terms of damage that they can inflict, and they are far less discriminant. Other officials have noticed a shift in Russian strategy for military targets to civilians, with more attacks becoming focused on population centers. The days to come are likely to be worse, with more death, more suffering, and more destruction, as the Russian armed forces bring in a heavier weaponry and continue their attack across the country, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said on Friday. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken echoed the sentiment during a press conference in Brussels Friday, where he is meeting with European allies. The Kremlin's attacks are inflicting an ever-increasing toll on civilians there. Hundreds, if not thousands, of Ukrainians have been killed, many more wounded, and as half citizens of other countries, more than 1 million refugees have fled Ukraine to neighboring countries. Millions of people across Ukraine and trapped in increasingly dire condition as Russia destroy more critical infrastructure, Breking said. This is the end of our news today. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for our channel. Thanks for watching and see you next time.